Oh. That's a good one. It's just so sophisticated. It is supposed to emulate freshly mown grass. Mown, such a funny word. Here I am like smelling things and saying the word moan. Hello, this is Blueprint by Adam Hurly. I am the titular Adam Hurly. I am a grooming journalist. I've been on this beat for over a decade, writing for outlets like GQ, Men's Journal, Forbes Vetted, Robb Report, and many more. And Blueprint is where I put all of that together for you. Today, though, the topic at hand is signature scents. I know a lot of people are talking more these days about building out entire wardrobes of fragrances, whether that's 2 or 3 fragrances. Some people have up to 10 or even 20 if they're collectors. I'm not asking you to do that today, but even when somebody has this entire catalog of fragrances to choose from, they probably still have one that is that backbone scent that they would wear on dates, at the office, on weekends, in winter, in summer. It's the thing that encapsulates their essence best. And of the hundreds of fragrances that I own, these 10 are, in my opinion, among the absolute best candidates for that backbone scent in your collection. Even if it's a collection of 1, I think these 10 are all winners. Now, one important disclaimer here, as a grooming journalist, I am sent most of these things for free, just part of my job. So please don't mistake any of these for things that I have purchased myself. They are just the things that I am most happy to talk about with viewers and readers. Here are my 10 favorites. The first scent is a flanker, which means it's sort of like a remix of a classic scent. It is from Hermes. This is Terre d'Hermes Eau Intense Vetiver. It is a really affordable option. You get a nice generous size. I find this one really sexy. It's got a punching up of vetiver compared to the original. I also find it a little more aromatic than that scent. I'm not expecting you to have that original scent as a reference point in your brain, but just know that this one, this Eau Vetiver Intense, it feels really confident. I recently recommended it to a friend of mine. He's a tennis pro and he has made it his signature scent, and his girlfriend has absolutely loved it. It is a hit with him. He has replaced it multiple times. Actually, now that I say recently, it was a couple years ago, and I know for a fact that he's still buying it. Even though you see a full bottle of it in my hands now, this, of all the scents I've ever owned, is the one I've drained the fastest and then had to get another bottle just because I missed it so much. So don't be fooled by the fact that it's relatively full right now. I adore this scent. I use it very often. I think it feels really universal to every season, but to me it just reads as like really confident, and on top of that, it doesn't break the bank. Next up is another fragrance that I clearly use a lot of. There's only about half of this juice left. This is Misfit Eau de Parfum from Arquiste. I recently gave this one of our inaugural Blue Ribbon Awards from Blueprint by Adam Hurly, which is just to say it's one of my all-time favorite grooming products for men. This brand is probably my favorite in fragrance. I just think they have absolutely no skips in everything they do. If I had to choose one favorite from them, I think the bottle speaks for itself. I get so many "what are you wearing?" questions when I use this scent, to the point that that's what I have to include every time I write about it. People are constantly asking me what it is that I'm wearing when I have this. It's very patchouli forward. It's really almost like, I'm not gonna be able to do that very many times in this video. Even now, as it's lingering from the last time I sprayed it, it's just so sophisticated. It just makes me feel so much smarter than I really am. You could wear this on a date and somebody would really think it's hot. However, there's a professionalism to it too. So if you're wearing it at work, your coworker isn't gonna think you're being inappropriate, or if it's summer, they're not gonna wonder why you're wearing like a winter broody fragrance at the height of July. There's just so much nuance to it. It is so perfect. Next up is from Labo, and recently I called this one of the absolute best fragrances for men in a GQ article. I just have the easiest time recommending Teh Matcha to the most people. It is, I think, the real unsung hero of Le Labo's lineup. Everyone, of course, talks about Santal 33, and I have already used the word sophisticated a lot of times in this video, and we're only on the 3rd scent. So maybe that is my idea of what makes a good signature scent, is that it's something that makes you smell really smart and intellectual. However, with Teh Matcha, there's a really humbling, calming sense to that tune. So when I wear it, I'm instantly just zenified. It is just serene. And I think if you wore this, the people in your orbit would just bring their stress a step down. It's like yoga of the olfactive world. Just like a chill pill. Perfect. Good job, Labo. Oh my gosh, I even have goosebumps. Next one. Oh, this is one of the absolute favorite that I love recommending to people. A friend of mine here actually just bought it when he smelled it on me. And sometimes I even put this in the room diffuser and just cast it out into the apartment because it smells so delicious. All right, without further ado, this one is from Richard James, their Aqua Aromatica collection, and it is Blade of Grass. This is a really light concentration. It's only an eau de cologne, but it is so perfect for that reason too. It is supposed to emulate freshly mown grass. Mown, such a funny word. Here I am like smelling things and saying the word mown. But it is so fresh, so green. Have you ever taken a shot of wheatgrass? You know, when you get that like jolt of energy? This gives me that. This makes me like want to seize the day. It is so fresh and beautiful and lovely, and just so unknown, I feel like, in the world of fragrance. It is hard to come by in the US. You can order it online from them. There might be one or two small places selling it, but you will not likely smell other people wearing this as you navigate the world. However, you will get inquiries about it, and you might be converting people you know to it. So beware. This is a secret weapon. Next up is another flanker. Again, a flanker, which is a word I hate, is when a brand takes something that's really popular and they sort of remix it. This is from Escentric Molecules. This is their Molecule 01 plus Ginger Eau de Toilette. They did a number of flankers on their very classic scent, which is Molecule 01. That scent uses Aesop Super, which is this really subtle, velvety, almost woody-like note that really transforms differently on each person who wears it. It's perhaps one of the most simple scents in the entire fragrance universe. So what they did when they added these flankers is they just added another note to that recipe to give you different expressions of the original Molecule 01. Other great flankers in this collection include Mandarin, Iris, and Patchouli. However, to me, this ginger one gives you just that little bit of spicy kick. I'm someone who really loves like a spicy margarita or a spicy cocktail. You put a jalapeno slice in anything, and to me, it is instantly better. So that is kind of what this is. I would describe it as the villain of the bunch here. It has enough of a bite while staying polite enough to be a signature scent. It doesn't speak out of turn, but it definitely has an opinion, if you know what I mean. It's subtle enough too. It's another example for me of liking the flanker better than the original, even though I think the original is deservedly a masterpiece. I just love that they took this chance on all of these different scents, and with this one they came up with a true gold winner. We interrupt this programming with a word on another all-time favorite fragrance of mine. This one is Ramble. It is from Fulton and Roark, the sponsor of today's video. With Ramble, think oak moss meets fir needles, resin, pepper, and patchouli. It is basically a forest bath, and it comes as an extrait as well as a solid cologne. Like any Fulton and Roark scent, it's also available as a deodorant, a soap, and an all-purpose oil. In addition to Ramble, I suggest you check out the rum and tobacco tinged Calle Ocho or the arid and expansive Highway 190. But for me, Ramble gets the most frequent use. You can even try one of their discovery sets, which come in groups of 5, 10, or 15 scents. This allows you to try as many options as you like before committing to any one. I've got the link to their site in the description of this video below. Thank you, Fulton and Roark, for being one of Blueprint's very first sponsors. It feels very full circle for me because we've been growing up in this industry at the exact same time. The next one on my list is perhaps my absolute favorite right now. I know I keep saying this is my favorite for this reason or for that reason, but this is definitely the one I reach for the most at present. Absolutely love Imagination, the EDP from Louis Vuitton. Louis Vuitton does pretty much no wrong these days with their fragrance collection, especially the ones targeted towards men. It is just so transcendent. This one sends you right to the clouds. It is levity. It is just levity. It is so fresh and beautiful and uplifting. It clears your mind. It makes you feel like you can do anything on that day. If I'm just in a piss mood and I want to go for a walk and feel better, I also spray this on, and it just helps me clear my head. I've even put this on if I want to have a really good run outside and just have like that mind clearing extra jolt from something. I could write a love letter to a lot of Louis Vuitton fragrances right now. However, I do think in a field of absolute all-stars, this one is the MVP. Oh, it is so beautiful. Also, fun fact, I was in a Vogue article where they said, like, here are 10 of the coolest guys in New York City and the fragrances that they absolutely love. And I included Imagination and Arquiste Misfit on that list. The irony to me was that I had left New York City like 6 years before that article was even published, but it was an honor to represent my former city and my sophisticated taste in fragrance, and to recommend those two because they are fabulous. Next on the list, this is from the American soap maker, perfume maker, legacy label, a favorite of George Washington himself, Caswell Massey. Although this is a new scent from them, newer scent. It is called Where. While this one is relatively aromatic and musky, I also find that its resinous notes give it this gravity and this sort of broodiness. That's a word I use a lot to describe fragrances that are heady and moody. So this one's a little more serious and a little more introverted than the other scents on this list, but that makes for a great signature scent for a lot of people. It doesn't repel by any means. In fact, it says like, come hither, come closer, like let's gossip with each other and just talk very intimately, as opposed to just sharing the room with everybody else. I do find this one among the sexier on this list, so it's great for date nights, but it's not overpowering either. Again, it's a great signature option for the whole year. Even though this one is introverted, it definitely isn't like subservient or anything, but it really doesn't bulldoze itself through a room either. If you are somebody who maybe unfolds slowly in social situations, this might be a really nice option for you. It's really, really beautiful, and maybe among the lesser known on this list too. Hey, look, if you've made it this far in the video, I would appreciate if you give us a thumbs up, if you subscribe to the channel. We got to keep the lights on here at Blueprint, and your support means a lot, and you can support us by doing those things, by sharing this video with someone else who might like it. You can also sign up for the free Blueprint by Adam Hurly newsletter. I cover everything from new products to brands that I love, tutorials, expert advice. There's occasional giveaways and exclusive discounts. Just go to grooming.tips for that sign up, or you can click the link below in the description of this video. Surely you recognize this next brand, Aesop. This is a Rosu. I love this scent. One of my favorite floral scents. So this is a really rosy scent, but it's also very woody. It's got some sandalwood and vetiver notes in there. And along with the rose, it has shiso to add some aromatics. It's just very centering. This one is down the middle. It's quite safe in the best way possible. I mean, that's kind of what you want in a signature scent sometimes, and especially for a rose heavy scent, this one is definitely masculine. Those woody notes are really pulling their weight. It is just very friendly. This is your favorite neighbor. This is your dad who fixes the neighbor's gutter. Basically, it's very neighborly. This is just so congenial in the best way possible, and I find it, again, sophisticated, but also clean and mature and restrained. Ugh, that's a good one. I also love when a brand knows how much I love a scent. Often when I'm talking with these publicists, they'll just check in on my Rosu stock and make sure that I'm all good to go with it. I have had to restock it a couple times. Ooh, Comme des Garcons Black Pepper. You know, as I'm doing this and smelling them, I do want you to know, like, you have to enjoy a fragrance from the spray to the hours later expression that it is giving you. I hope I'm not suggesting that that's how something smells, is the way it smells on the bottle. However, I do think if you recall a scent really well and it's something you're familiar with, oftentimes just getting that quick whiff is a really great way to instantly go to that place that that fragrance sends you to. So that's what I'm doing in this video. But this one seems to have worn down, so I'm going to spray it. I'll get it on my skin. Oh, It is just so assured of itself, like mature but sexy. Like it can build a boat with its own hands. You know, like this thing built the Ark. It got sweaty. Lord, this might be the most controversial signature scent of the bunch, but I do think for like the non-traditional professional, the person who doesn't have to go to the office, maybe as an artist or like a bit of a tradesman, oh, this one will have people talking. People will know you are nearby. All right, the 10th and final one on this list is from Tom Ford. It felt necessary to have a Tom Ford on this list, just given the brand's contributions to the olfactive arena. My favorite from Tom Ford, especially in terms of a signature scent candidate for men, is Beau de Jour. Here it is. This is an eau de parfum. It is aromatic and spicy. It is a little bit mischievous. I would compare it to the Misfit in that they both are patchouli forward. However, I do think this is sophisticated and this one is a little more sinister. This one's a bad boy. It has a lot of earthy, mossy notes in it. I think this is the guy you grab a cigarette with outside the bar while other people are singing karaoke. But I'm thinking of all these weird scenarios where I'm like projecting who might wear this. I don't know. It's just like more of a smirk than everything else on this list, you know? Like if a smirk was a fragrance, I think it would be Beau de Jour. Okay. That's a wrap. Comment below. What is your favorite fragrance? Do you love anything on this list? Do you hate anything on this list? Do you think I misrepresented anything on this list? I'm going to drop the links for all of them below. Please comment, but be nice. We're all friends here. I do love fishing through these comments though and using it almost as like a resource for me to talk about things later on. You know, my opinion is just one, so I do rely on the opinion of readers for that kind of feedback, of viewers like you. If you like this video, there's a lot more grooming videos to be discovered, some fragrance, some not, so please subscribe. There's also a link below to the free Blueprint by Adam Hurly newsletter. Thanks for watching all the way to the end. I'm just gonna be here huffing some of these. Let me start with Imagination. All right, Godspeed, y'all.